Ruben Amorim to rotate heavily as Manchester United face Brentford ahead of Europa League's semi-final second leg. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim is set to make sweeping changes to his side for Sunday's Premier League trip to Brentford, with a Europa League final place within touching distance. The Red Devils are comfortably in control of their semi-final tie against Athletic Club following a comprehensive 3-0 first-leg victory in Bilbao, but Amorim remains cautious and is prioritizing player fitness for the crucial second leg next week. Despite United's commanding advantage, thanks to goals from Casemiro and a Bruno Fernandes brace at San Mamés, Amorim stressed that the tie is not over. We have always a responsibility to perform. We have always a responsibility to offer the result. But in this moment, we have to be clear. Our focus is more on saving players and trying to be competitive, the Portuguese manager explained. With Manchester United languishing in 14th place in the Premier League and nothing left to play for domestically, Amorim is expected to rest a host of key players for the match at the G-Tech Community Stadium. The United boss hinted that players who are at risk to get injury will not play, making clear that preserving fitness for the Europa League is the top priority. One such player is Noussair Mazraoui, who will be left out entirely due to concerns over his physical condition. Nous Mazraoui cannot play. He's at the limit to get an injury, Amorim confirmed. The absence of Mazraoui and the long-term injury to Diogo Dalot opens the door for a potential debut for promising 18-year-old Jadon Sancho at wingback. Amorim already took a risk by fielding a stronger-than-expected team in last weekend's draw against Bournemouth, but that approach is unlikely to be repeated. Luke Shaw and Maino were the only players who featured both in that match and the midweek win in Spain. Going into the Brentford clash, Amorim will instead lean on a youthful lineup sprinkled with fringe players and returning stars. The positive news for United is the return of key figures from injury. Amad Diallo and Matthijs de Ligt made substitute appearances in Bilbao, while goalkeeper Altay Bayindir was back in the matchday squad. However, Aiden Heaven, Toby Collier, and long-term absentees Lisandro Martinez, Joshua Zirkzee, and Diogo Dalot remain unavailable. Johnny Evans is also doubtful. The youth setup continues to play a vital role in bolstering the first-team squad. Kamason and teenage defender Tyler Fredrickson, who played 90 minutes against Wolves last month, are expected to be involved again. Chido Obi and Seiko Kone are ineligible for the Europa League, but trained in Spain, as did fellow youngsters Harry Amas and Bendito Mantato. Amorim's likely starting 11 for Sunday reflects both necessity and opportunity. Predicted to line up in a rotated 3-4-2-1 formation, United may start with Andre Onana in goal, a back three of Fredrickson, De Ligt, and Shaw, with Kamason and Amas operating as wingbacks. Ugarte and Christian Eriksen are expected to control midfield, while Maino and Mason Mount support 17-year-old striker Chido Obi. While United's focus is clearly fixed on next Thursday's second leg at Old Trafford, Amorim insists the team must still aim to win every match. "We are Manchester United and we cannot go to a game without thinking we can win," he said. However, he acknowledges the unique circumstances. "It's not a good thing to say, but we need to understand the context." Brentford, fresh off a win, will provide a stern test for this youthful United side. But Amorim will be more concerned with avoiding injuries and ensuring his top players are ready for what could be United's first European final appearance since 2021. David de Gea set for emotional Old Trafford return as Manchester United announce pre-season clash with Fiorentina. Manchester United have officially announced their final pre-season friendly ahead of the 2025/26 campaign, and it promises to be an emotional occasion. The Red Devils will host Fiorentina at Old Trafford on Saturday, August 9th, with kickoff scheduled for 12:45 p.m. The fixture marks the culmination of United's summer preparations and will be highlighted by the return of a familiar face, former goalkeeper David de Gea. De Gea, now 34, spent over a decade at Manchester United, making 545 appearances between the posts before departing in July 2023. After a prolonged period without a club, the Spanish international signed with Fiorentina, where he has rediscovered his form and become a key figure in their push for European qualification in Serie A. For United fans, the match will provide a long-overdue chance to bid farewell to a club legend. Despite being one of the club's most loyal and consistent performers over the last generation, De Gea never received a proper send-off following his departure. The upcoming friendly offers the perfect setting for supporters to express their appreciation and for De Gea to say goodbye to the Old Trafford faithful. Speaking ahead of the match, Manchester United's technical director, Jason Wilcox, underlined the importance of the fixture, both from a sporting and emotional perspective. This final pre-season fixture is key to our preparations for the 2025/26 campaign, he said. It will ensure the players have all had competitive game time against top opposition in different environments, including Old Trafford, before the Premier League resumes. Wilcox emphasized the collaborative effort between the coaching staff and the club's hierarchy to design a challenging yet meaningful pre-season schedule. We have worked closely with Ruben and his coaching staff to put together a schedule of exciting and competitive fixtures that create the best conditions for the team to prepare. This includes utilizing some of the leading sporting facilities in the US, playing against strong opponents, and creating opportunities for as many fans as possible to see the team. Before facing Fiorentina, United will embark on a 3-game tour of the United States as part of the Snapdragon Cup. They will also play a warm-up match against Leeds United in Stockholm. These matches are intended to sharpen the squad and integrate new signings and youth prospects ahead of a demanding Premier League season. Meanwhile, De Gea has been enjoying a career resurgence in Florence. The veteran keeper has impressed with his performances for Fiorentina and has spoken positively about his new chapter in Serie A. In an interview with La Repubblica, De Gea reflected on his time away from football and the benefits of taking a break after so many years at the top level. "I just wanted to take it easy for a while after playing at the highest levels for many years," he said. "Perhaps it was the best period of my life. I could finally enjoy time with my family and friends whom I had seen little in the past 15 years. I traveled between Madrid and Manchester, continuing to train my mind and body." Fiorentina appear keen to keep hold of their star goalkeeper, with reports suggesting they plan to trigger the 1-year extension clause in his contract. De Gea confirmed the option exists and hinted at a willingness to stay. "I signed for 1 year and the club has an option to renew. I'm happy in Florence and at Fiorentina, but first we need to finish the season in the best possible way." Now settled in Italy, De Gea still holds fond memories of his time in Manchester and remains close to several United players and staff. His return to Old Trafford will undoubtedly be an emotional affair. Not just for him, but for the fans and club he served with distinction for over a decade. Marcus Rashford. Eyes Barcelona move, willing to take pay cut to end United's stint. Marcus Rashford is reportedly prepared to take a significant pay cut in order to complete what he considers a dream move to FC Barcelona, as he looks to end his long-standing association with Manchester United. The 27-year-old forward, currently on loan at Aston Villa, is said to have no interest in making his switch to Villa Park permanent, instead prioritizing a move abroad, with the Camp Nou his preferred destination. Rashford joined Villa on loan at the end of the January transfer window following a breakdown in his relationship with Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim. While his move to the Midlands was initially seen as a chance to reboot his season, it now appears to have paved the way for a permanent departure from Old Trafford. The England international has made a strong impression under Unai Emery, scoring 4 goals and providing 6 assists in 17 appearances. Emery showed his faith in Rashford by starting him in high-profile matches, including both legs of the UEFA Champions League quarter-final against Paris Saint-Germain and the Premier League clash with Manchester City at the Etihad. However, Rashford's progress was recently halted by a hamstring injury that has ruled him out for the remainder of the season. He was forced to watch from the sidelines as Villa suffered a heavy 3-0 defeat to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup semi-final. Both Manchester United and Aston Villa are now reportedly in discussions regarding the forward's rehabilitation plan, with a return to Old Trafford to continue his recovery on the table. Despite Villa holding a £40 million buy option in the loan deal, Rashford is said to have no desire to remain in the Midlands long term. According to a report by David McDonnell of the Daily Mirror, the United Academy graduate does not want to join Aston Villa permanently and is instead determined to join Barcelona this summer. The report further reveals that Rashford is ready to reduce his current wage demands, believed to be in the region of £350,000 a week, in order to facilitate the transfer. Financial constraints at Barcelona may have scuppered a potential move in January, but the forward's willingness to take a financial hit could now revive the Catalan club's interest. From Manchester United's perspective, selling Rashford would make financial sense. As an academy product, any transfer fee received for the forward would be registered as pure profit under the Premier League's Profit and Sustainability Rules (PSR), and it would also significantly reduce the club's wage bill. Rashford's relationship with Amorim appears beyond repair, and with his path back into the first team blocked, a summer exit is looking increasingly likely. Whether Barcelona choose to reignite their interest, now under more favorable financial terms, remains to be seen. But for Rashford, the writing seems to be on the wall. His future lies away from Old Trafford, and his heart is set on the Camp Nou.